Once upon a time, in a small country cottage with roses growing around the door, there lived a little old woman and a little old man. They led a peaceful and happy life. The little old woman loved to spend time in the kitchen, baking delicious treats to eat, and the little old man enjoyed pottering around in the garden, trimming the hedges and pruning the roses. Each day was very much like the one before, and nothing particularly exciting ever happened. But that was just how the little old woman and the little old man liked it. One sunny morning, the little old woman was thinking hard about what she should bake the little old man for his tea. "I would like to make him something special today," she said to herself, "for the grass needs cutting, and he will be working hard in the garden all day." So she thought, and even consulted one or two of her favourite recipe books, until, at last, she had the perfect idea. "I shall make a gingerbread man," she announced cheerfully, and rubbed her hands together excitedly. "Yes, I shall bake the best gingerbread man there has ever been, and give the little old man a special surprise for his tea." Well, the little old woman set to work straight away, putting on her crisp baking apron and briskly washing her hands under the tap. Firstly, she creamed together some butter and sugar, and then she added some flour, golden syrup, and ground ginger. Then she rolled out the mixture to make it flat and carefully cut out the shape of a gingerbread man. It already looked good, but to make it even better, the little old woman used some raisins to make 2 eyes and a mouth. She stepped back to admire her work. "Oh, my," she gasped. "You look like a proper little gentleman. Just wait till the little old man sees you." With that, the little old woman placed the gingerbread man on a baking tray and popped him in the oven for 10 minutes. Whilst the gingerbread man was baking in the oven, the little old woman decided to have a quiet cup of tea with the little old man. She carried a tray into the garden, and they sat peacefully sipping tea and enjoying the morning sunshine. Suddenly, and quite unexpectedly, they heard a little voice coming from inside the house. The voice was calling, "Let me out! Let me out!" "Whoever is that?" asked the little old man in surprise. "Is there someone in the house?" "Why, no," replied the little old woman. "We had better go and investigate." The little old woman and the little old man crept into the house and followed the sound of the little voice that was still calling, "Let me out! Let me out!" As they neared the kitchen, the voice grew louder and louder until, standing by the oven, it was the loudest of all. "My goodness!" cried the little old man. "There's somebody trapped in the oven!" And with that, he opened the oven door. As quick as a flash, the gingerbread man that the little old woman had so carefully made jumped out of the oven and ran across the floor. The little old woman was most upset. "Just you get back in that oven," she scolded crossly. "You need to be baked for another 4 minutes yet." "Not likely," called back the gingerbread man rudely. "It's far too hot in there for me. I'm off to have some fun." "But I made you for the little old man's tea," cried the little old woman. "You must come back right now, or he will have nothing to eat." "I will not," jeered the gingerbread man. "I will do just what I like." And he ran swiftly out of the kitchen and out through the front door. The little old woman and the little old man ran after the gingerbread man and chased him up the garden path, but they were old and could not run very fast. The gingerbread man soon sped away from them, and, as he ran, he called back over his shoulder, "Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me! I'm the gingerbread man!" The little old woman and the little old man stopped running and stood watching the gingerbread man as he scurried under the garden gate and away down the lane. "Well, really," exclaimed the little old woman, "and to think I spent all morning making him." "Disgraceful," complained the little old man. "That young fellow needs to be taught a few manners." The gingerbread man ran down the lane as fast as he could, grinning all over his cheeky face. Eventually, he came to a field, and in the field was a big brown cow. The cow was most astonished to see the gingerbread man racing down the lane and called out, "Moo! Hello, young chap. What's a delicious-looking fellow like you doing running along by himself? Shouldn't you be on somebody's dinner plate?"
"Ah, not me,"
replied the gingerbread man proudly.
"I'm not going to be anybody's dinner or tea. I'm going out into the world to have some fun."
"Well, I can't have that," mooed the cow. "You look far too tasty." And with that, she began to chase the gingerbread man down the lane. The gingerbread man was not at all bothered about being chased by the cow. He simply laughed and ran faster. As he ran, he called over his shoulder to the cow,
"I ran away from the little old woman and the little old man, and I can run away from you too."
The cow bellowed with anger as the gingerbread man sped off down the lane, calling,
"Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!"
Further on down the lane, the gingerbread man passed a stable that was home to a dappled grey horse. The horse was astounded to see the gingerbread man racing past his stable and called out,
"Nay! Hello there, my fine fellow. Where are you going in such a hurry?"
"I'm off to have some fun,"
replied the gingerbread man.
"and no one is going to stop me."
"But surely you should be in somebody's lunchbox,"
commented the horse.
"You look very tasty to me."
"There's no way I'm going to be eaten,"
bragged the gingerbread man.
"We'll see about that,"
whinnied the horse, and he began to chase the gingerbread man down the lane. The gingerbread man was not at all bothered about being chased by the horse. He simply laughed and ran faster. As he ran, he called over his shoulder to the horse,
"I ran away from the little old woman and the little old man. I ran away from the cow, and I can run away from you too."
The horse neighed with frustration as the gingerbread man sped off down the lane, calling,
"Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!"
Eventually, the gingerbread man reached the end of the lane and decided to slow down and have a rest. He sat down on a pebble and began to plan all the exciting things he was going to do. As he sat, thinking hard, a fox wandered by on his way to hunt for food. The fox spotted the gingerbread man and smiled secretly to himself. Perhaps he would not need to look too far for his dinner today. "Well, hello, my little man," said the fox with a voice as smooth as silk. "And what might you be doing out here on this fine day?"
"I'm off to have some fun,"
replied the gingerbread man.
"so don't even think about trying to eat me, because I shall just run away."
"Will you indeed?" drawled the fox sweetly.
"Yes, I will,"
replied the gingerbread man.
"I ran away from the little old woman and the little old man. I ran away from the cow. I ran away from the horse, and I can run away from you too."
"I'm sure you can," said the fox silkily. "But there's really no need. I would just like to walk along with you for a while."
"All right then,"
said the gingerbread man. He was quite pleased to have a little company for a while, for now he had somebody to boast to. As they walked along, he chatted away to the fox.
You know, I am the fastest runner there has ever been around here. I could run away from just about anybody.
Really? Replied the fox with the same sly grin on his face. And what about swimming? Are you the fastest swimmer around here too?
Swimming?
Said the gingerbread man.
No, of course I don't swim. I'm made of flour and sugar. Anyway, I don't need to swim, silly.
Oh, don't you? Asked the fox slyly. I just thought that since we'd come to a river, you might need to swim to get across it. The gingerbread man looked down and saw that the fox was right. They had indeed come to a river. Now the gingerbread man was not so pleased with himself.
Oh dear, I can't get across the water. What shall I do?
Never fear, my little fellow, drawled the fox smoothly. I am a very strong swimmer. Just hop up onto my back, and I shall carry you across.
Oh, great!
Cried the gingerbread man, and without even stopping to think, he leapt up onto the fox's back. The fox slipped smoothly into the water and began to swim slowly across the river. After a minute or two, he called out to the gingerbread man, You are making my back ache a little. Could you just hop up onto my head, please? So the gingerbread man hopped onto the fox's head, and the fox continued to swim. After another minute or two, the fox called out to the gingerbread man again, You are a little heavy for my head. Could you just hop onto my nose, please? So the gingerbread man hopped onto the fox's nose. The fox smiled a sly smile, and then, quick as a flash, he flipped his head back, sending the gingerbread man flying into the air. So long, my proud little friend, called the fox, and opened his jaws wide. The gingerbread man fell straight into the fox's mouth and became someone's dinner after all. Not as clever as he thought he was, smiled the fox as he swam slowly back across the river.